But yeah, it didn't occur to me, like, I never had to sing the song. That's a green flag. They signed off on that. Then it was just kind of nuancing and finessing, and can she take direction? Does anyone have opinions? Does anyone think there's something that she can't do that the other ladies and these callbacks are doing? Are they doing anything Kaitlyn can't do? You know, everyone had to be in agreement. So it took a little while, but I was in the booth like, they're taking long pauses. Is this good or bad? I don't know. So it was the most stressful situation because it meant so much to me, and I put so much on the line for it. So I've never had anxiety or panic attacks, but in that time I was like, what if I don't get it? It's like, I don't know what I do.
What was the timeline between the auditions and being cast?
Let's see. Russi had passed at the end of July, and it was about 2 weeks later that they sent out the auditions to all the agencies, in LA at least. I'm not sure. I assume they went to New York as well, or maybe Chicago or Texas. Or maybe they're like, let's do LA first, and maybe the New York connections that have agents that are bi-coastal, and then if we can't find who we're looking for, we'll spread out our circle more. And I'm sure every girl in town read for it. And so we did the audition, and we had a week to do it from when it was received to when it was due. And like, I had my roommates and my best friends come over and like, okay, we're gonna listen to this, I'm gonna play it back, I'm gonna repeat it, we're gonna watch the Three Musketeers movie with Mickey and Goofy Down. It's a really cute movie, it's very funny. But it was a very natural style of acting for them, where it was just a movie. So it was a really good study tool. And I just got lucky where a lot of the non-referenced lines, I recognized them from other projects. They just changed the names or reworded. I'm like, wait a minute, I know what this is. So I would go and watch the original project. How did Russi do it? It's totally cheating, but I still knew. It works. And there were definitely some lines in there like, I have no clue what this is. This is truly can you act it? So I definitely made sure I was showing them that. But there were a couple like, or what I did for like 2 lines was, I did my audition how I thought it would go, and then I went back, since I was able to get that source material, and see what Russi did. And both times it was very similar. So it wasn't completely the same, but it was very similar. We're like, okay, I'm in that pocket. I feel comfortable that, you know, I'm in the, what do you call it, like the dartboard. It's in the circles. And then that week after, I was working on Frozen 2, and I got a text like, Disney wants to see you tomorrow. Free up your schedule. Okay, when? Like 12:45. We go in, we do the callback. It was like I said, and then waiting that week was so hard, like constantly checking emails or checking voicemail, maybe a call drop, but the voicemail got through, and there was nothing. And by the end of the day, Friday, I was like, I can relax a little because I wouldn't hear anyway, so I may as well enjoy my weekend. And it was the D23 Expo of that year. And I ran into Bill Rogers and Camille Dixon, who are the voices of the theme parks, like the voiceover that talks to you as the theme park, basically. And they were like, so we've been hearing about you. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, we were surprised they even did a callback because everyone was so hands on deck for the expo. But we're kind of like hearing, you know, the first callback went through and you were there and these other persons were there. I never knew for sure who else was there with me. I think I know, but I don't know for sure. And they said, like, they haven't made a decision yet, as far as we know, and they believe they would have told us. So I was like, okay, I can relax, just enjoy the weekend. And then the very next day, on a Saturday, there was an Amphibia Big City Greens panel at the expo, and because I did a tertiary character on Amphibia, and Bill was a lead, so like, let's go support him. And then while we were there was an agent whose husband was on Big City Greens, and like, oh, I haven't seen her in forever. Let's go say hi really quick. She was at the front. She had been involved in an accident, so she was in a wheelchair. And like, let's go up to the front to say hi, and then we'll go find our seats. And she was saying, oh, just go ahead and sit up here. There's plenty of room. So we sat with her, and it lucked out because the head of television casting came out briefly to say hi to her since she wasn't able to make it backstage with the wheelchair. So he came out to her to say hello and give a hug, and he says hi to everyone there, and he's a handshaker. So he comes down the line like, oh, hey guys, it's good to see you. And then he comes in for a hug with me, and that's very not normal. So I was like, okay. And he just goes, congratulations, it's looking really good. And then he walks away.
Oh.
And like, dude, I just got over it. I just settled down, and like, now I'm back up there again. But it's like, okay, congratulations, it's looking really good.
Looking good, yeah.
So like, I'm assuming I passed round 1, so now we're just waiting for round 2. So I still have to wait, but at least I can enjoy the con, or try to, because then I'm like, what does that mean? How many people are in the next one? Over and over and over. And then on Monday, first thing, my agent says, oh, Disney wants to see you Wednesday. Like, okay, good. I have that. So we do the second callback. It was just like the first one, very similar, a few smaller things. And I think we were 7 people in the first callback, 3 people in the second. And then I was the last of the day. So the other 2 ladies were earlier than me, and I was the last. And over the years, people have told me like little snippets here and there, and they're like, well, they had you last because they had kind of pinned you from the get-go, but they wanted to make sure, is Kaitlyn doing everything these other ladies are doing? Are these ladies doing anything Kaitlyn cannot do? Are we all in agreement? Every branch has to sign off. And they all agreed, and I was told, okay, we're gonna send you to television next week. And I thought that meant a 3rd callback, because like for Brett, who does Mickey, he had like 4.
Oh.
And I believe when we needed extra help for Daisy last year, or the year before, like it took like 4 callbacks for that as well. So that's kind of standard, I believe. But we only did the 2, and when I showed up for what I thought was the 3rd callback, it was the job.